everybody. It's Ken from Reverend Guitars coming to you not so live from the Circle I Ranch with another installment of 12 Questions With. Today featuring Jake and Dan from the Boys of Fall. Dudes, give us a brief history of your playing career. Please talk into the microphone. Thank you.
All right. Well, I first picked up a guitar when the store Media Play was going out of business, and I bought one of those little starter packs with like some knockoff Strat thing and a little amp, and didn't really touch it for 2 years. And then I saw the movie School of Rock, and that changed everything.
What an interesting thing. And the kid from the School of Rock, what was his name? Joey
Zach.
Gatos Jr.
Yeah. Oh.
Joey Gatos Sr., his dad, friend of Reverend Guitars. Good friend of Joe Naylor, and I know Joey Jr. as well. He has a couple of Reverend Guitars. Funny tie-in. I like that. Jake?
I picked up a tiny, small-scale acoustic guitar that had one string, and I learned Iron Man and Smoke on the Water when I was, I want to say either 8 or 9. From there, my older brother's friend had brought over his first good guitar, and it was a American Fender Strat, and never heard of him either. But he started playing More Than a Feeling by Boston, and that was the first song I ever wanted to learn.
So it doesn't matter how old you are. The classic rock still permeates, apparently. Everybody's Smoke on the Water, Iron Man. More Than a Feeling, though, that was kind of a sideball.
My first song was Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath.
Oh, yeah. That's the jam. The outro is the bomb.
Yep.
So we kind of touched on this a little bit, but what inspired you to start playing the guitar?
I think, I really, music was a big part of, my whole life before even playing guitar. So I played cello before the guitar, too. So that was sort of, it's pretty similar to just...
The cello was the gateway drug.
To quote School of Rock, tip it on the side and cello, you got a bass.
There you go.
But... So along with that, probably within seconds of me being born, my mom probably played the Beatles for me. She's a huge Beatles fan, and so just that whole especially the '60s era of music was my first learning things like Jimi Hendrix, Beatles, Eric Clapton, Santana, and then I discovered Guns N' Roses, and then things changed a little bit.
Nice. And then your first guitar was that little Strat from the starter pack.
Yes, correct.
Cool. And Jake, what inspired you, man?
So same thing. I was always a big fan of music, but I would say what inspired me to start playing guitar was actually John Resnick of Goo Goo Dolls. I used to love the Goo Goo Dolls when I was younger, and as well as Matchbox 20. So all the crazy tunings that he played in and all that kind of stuff, really I just started kind of messing around with not even tuning a guitar correctly, but trying to make it sound good. And yeah, my first guitar was a little Fender Starcaster box guitar.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
All right, this is speed round. I always warn everybody. Okay. Top 5 favorite records, and we're not going to sit here and debate this. Go, Dan. Do it.
All right. Amberlin Cities, Guns N' Roses Appetite, Velvet Revolver Libertad.
Wow.
Paramore Brand New Eyes, Avenged Sevenfold, self-titled.
Jake.
Oh man. So
no repeats.
So right off the bat, loved Goo Goo Dolls' City of Angels. That was probably the first one that got me into music. I'm a big fan of both the 1975 records. They're self-titled, as well as I Like It When You Sleep for You're So Unaware of It. On top of that, kind of on a different note, Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, Blink-182. And then... what is it? I think it's I can't remember the name of it, the album, but it's a Third Eye Blind album.
Naylor be all over that.
Yeah.
Reverend founder and designer Joe Naylor, huge Third Eye Blind fan.
I'm also a huge Third Eye Blind fan.
Yep.
One of my favorites. So really any album from them, honestly.
Interesting. I saw the Goo Goo Dolls play at Lily's in Detroit, which was a bar that was a little bit bigger than this room. Their first deal was on Metal Blade Records, along with a band, a Detroit band called the Junk Monkeys, which is a great band back in the day. I'm going to 80s here, folks. I'm old. But they used to trade shows with each other when they were both unknown bands and before they both signed to Metal Blade. And so the Goo Goo Dolls used to, like, Detroit was part of their. They used to play Detroit and Cleveland, and they were from Buffalo, and they were really nice dudes. Yeah, it was kind of. They were another one of those bands that when they made it really big, it was like, well, that's kind of cool because they're cool.
Yeah.
You know? So I can dig it. So, what is, for each of you, what is the proudest moment of your playing and performance career? And let's see if we can do, because you guys both had successful projects before the project that you have together. So let's see if we can answer this without hurting each other's feelings, shall we?
Wow. I guess one that was, I mean, honestly, and this is
it's gonna be ours, isn't it?
with my first show with them, we played St. Andrews Hall, and I was there. That was pretty cool. To just like cool. Come out the gates with these guys right at like one of the like most famous Detroit venues.
So mine probably just because like recently they've been one of my favorite bands, and like once I was in my teen years I got into that like pop rock. But we played as direct support to a band called All Time Low, and we played at the Grand Valley State University Arena, which was first arena show ever, and that was like,
oh, that's cool.
That was probably the biggest like
ATL.
Wow.
ATL. I used to buy my girl All Time Low bracelet wristband things.
Oh, I probably had them too.
Back in the day. I was going to ask you how did you hear about Reverend, and of course, Dan. Did you hear about Reverend before you started dating my daughter, Kira?
Yeah.
Good.
Well, I don't know if you remember, but I met you way before I even ever knew Kira.
Oh, no. What did I do?
You judged me in a guitar solo competition.
No, did I really?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you did.
No. Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, you did.
You never told me that. That's hilarious.
I thought I did.
I used to get tapped to judge the Guitar Center King of the Blues.
Yep,
thing
that's
all the
what it
time
was.
Because we there's not a lot of manufacturers or like industry stuff around here, so GC was always big on calling Reverend. You know, when we were in Detroit and then even in Toledo with Seth, of course. Now I had no idea. I don't remember those things. I hope was I really nice? I hope I was really nice.
I remember liking you.
Okay, cool.
Actually, I wonder if somewhere.
And was that in Toledo at Spring Meadows?
Yeah, I wonder if somewhere I have the like commentator sheet that you.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Because I those things and that one in particular,
yeah.
There was a guy there who didn't go through to the finals, and he was so angry about it.
Oh no!
That he like talked to me outside and everything. Like, yeah, those things were awful.
I did it twice, and both times I made it to the store finals, but I didn't make it out of the store finals.
Yeah.
But I was like 13 then too.
Wow, that's amazing, man. That's super funny. So that's how you heard about Reverend. That's cool. How about you, Jake? How'd you hear about Reverend?
So it was not too long ago, actually. So Dan brought to a writing session his brand new double agent, and that was the first time I've ever heard of Reverend outside, really at all.
Yeah, cool.
And that was the first song me and Dan ever wrote together was on that. And after we walked away from that session, I was like, I have to get one.
Nice.
Yeah.
The next question is what Reverend Guitars are you using? And of course, we know we have a pretty good selection of these guys as guitars with us, but Dan is holding a Russo Music exclusive from a couple years ago, Charger 290 gold top with the dark roasted neck, and Jake is holding a brand new Eastsider T in satin chronic blue with the dark roasted neck. But Dan has the prototype Air Sonic in chronic blue. He has the double agent that Jake was just talking about, and Turs here, and then
a 6-gun.
And the 6-gun. He just got a metallic silver freeze 6-gun. And we modded one of the pots to push pull and add the neck to the bridge like we do with the Eastsider S. So it's pretty rocking. And then Jake has Jetstream 390s, including the Merchant City pink one, which is super sweet. And then you got an Oceanside green one too, right?
Yes, sir.
Indeed. And so those are all the guitars. So I know this is like one of those questions, but what do you like about them?
This is my main guy for sure, the Charger right here. And It's hard to like put into words exactly what I like. There's something I always say the middle pickup on here is just like the middle toggle is just magic. There's something like kind of nasally that cuts, and it's just been that sound that I've been looking for since I've been playing, and I found it.
Awesome. How about you, Jay?
I think my favorite part about them is I love like the neck finishes. I'm not a big fan of like the polished kind of neck finish. My hands get caught a lot. So I think that's the first thing that really like got me attached. Is I love the the scale's nice, and I love the way your hand slides across the neck. It's just smooth and fantastic. Awesome.
Yeah. And then of course there's the what amps and pedals are you guys using? But you guys are using Kemper profilers with the floor controllers.
Yes, sir.
And tell me what you like about the Kempers, because people want to know, and then they're going to leave in comments below. I can't believe they play Kempers, but they sound good, so it's the way it is. Go ahead, Dan.
What I really like, I guess first of all, is just the variety of tones you can get. I mean, I've got a Fender Twin for clean, and then I've got an array of dirty tones from an Orange Rock Reverb, which is actually a profile of an Orange Rock Reverb that I have at home. But
sweet. Instead
of taking the big 50-pound head, I have an 8-pound box that has all the other amps in it too. Yeah. So that's what I like about that. And then also along with that, I get a 6505, a Freeman B100, and actually I have 600 amps in here right now. I'm using 5 actively, but I mean, I have that kind of tonal option, and I also had a giant board, but now I've just got the floor controller, and it's really like streamlined into a simple setup that is lightweight and easy to use, and very flexible in the fact that I can listen to this with just headphones on. I can plug it into a cab. I can just send a DI to the front of house, or any mix of all 3 of those.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you
just covered it.
You pretty much just covered it.
Yeah,
I would say the only other thing that's really nice is that like. Because the Kemper is getting more popular, there's always new tone bundles coming out. Like, I don't know, like
tone bundles.
Just tons of tones. Yeah.
Starting to ban the tone bundles.
But yeah, I run the for my clean tone. I run a Fender Super Verb out of here, and then I run a Bogner Ecstasy for my dirty tone actually, and the versatility is just.
Actually, I could add one more thing.
It's incredible.
Too.
Sure.
I guess too, like with tube amps, they sound better when they're loud. And the cool thing with the Kemper is that like basically what you're doing is taking a picture of an amp at that point in time. So you can take the picture of a really like maxed out like everything up to 11 amp, but then now that you have that picture, you can turn it down like you would in like after you recorded it in like a car, like listen to it in your car, you can hear that loud amp, but quiet in your car.
Turn on the volume.
Turn it down.
Which sound guys appreciate it.
After this is over, I'm going to introduce you to my friend High Watt. Gentlemen, do you have any unusual skills or hobbies and or pastimes that you would like to share with everybody? Also part of the speed round question. Dan, I know you have a lot of cats.
I have a lot of cats, and I'm a Pokemon master.
Oh, he's a Pokemon master.
I also love cats, but on top of that, so I probably dove really into guitar because I was actually like a hockey person for most of my life. Hockey, and I played it for like 13 years, and then I just didn't grow.
What was your position in hockey?
Left wing.
Nice.
Left wing or center.
Man.
Yeah, and then by the time I got like 15, I was like, yeah, I'm not growing, and people are way bigger than me, so maybe I should. But I really like golf now. I golf a lot.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I played golf in high school, so.
I'm too tall for golf. I'd like to say I'm too tall for stuff. That's like a running joke that goes on in my family. I'm not too tall for golf. When I get a hold of the ball, it goes a million miles. The problem is I only get a hold of the ball about 1 out of every 10 swings. What advice do you guys have for up-and-coming players as we're wrapping this up? Bring it on.
I guess know your goals, know what you want to do. Like, do you want to be a session player? Do you want to be an artist in a band and that? And I guess the latter, if you want to be an artist in a band, really focus on your songwriting and making good songs, and that'll definitely take you more places than anything else I could probably say.
Yeah. I think, so I actually watched a video with John Mayer recently. I thought it was a really good tip. Rather than learning songs that you like, learn like the roots and scales that are going into that song. So you're not confined to just learning that song, but being able to doodle and play in that scale comfortably outside of just playing that song and getting comfortable with the neck and notes rather than just knowing how to play that song.
Well, that's good advice, John via Jake. I like that. Cool. And last but not least, what do you guys got coming up?
We've got a number of shows coming up across mainly the Midwest and Northeast New England area right now. You can find that on boysoffallband.com.
When's the next record?
We have a deluxe edition coming out in the near future.
Vinyl?
With vinyl.
About time.
And then after that, LP2 will be on the horizon for 2020.
Nice. Boys of Fall, everybody. Thanks for coming in, gents. See you.